welcome to the Friday Cook Along. I'm Anya Boyle from Good Food Nutrition. And today, because it's been a Friday, and I'm sure there's a lot of you going to be getting the barbecues on tonight, and the wine will be chilled, the beers will be chilled, the gin will be poured. I am going to show you how to do something that you can pop onto the barbecue, okay, with very little effort. So I'm going to be showing you how to make my homemade burgers and a side salad with it, a lovely Greek salad, okay? So it's really fresh, really zingy. But with the burgers as well is, I know at this stage of lockdown is a lot of people are saying to me, they put on a few pounds, or sort of carrying a bit of extra weight and stuff. So I'm just going to show you how to make the burger low carb, basically, okay? So again, you're able to have your burgers, you're able to join in the barbecue as well, but it's just sort of maybe just half of the amount of calories on it as well, okay? So we're going to be sort of taking away the bun part of it, so the back part of it, and we're going to serve it a different way, okay? But it means that you can join in the barbecue as well. So again, really easy when you make these burgers as well is if you're not using them all today, or if you want to double or treble the recipe, you can make the burgers, freeze them, and they freeze brilliantly. And then it means during the week, if this weather continues, because it is absolutely stunning, if the weather continues, it means that on a Tuesday or Wednesday night, you can sort of decide, yeah, we'll throw the barbecue on and get the burgers on as well. Okay, so we'll get going and make the burgers first, and then while they're cooking, I'm going to show you how to make the really zingy, tasty Greek salad, okay? So for our burgers, again, so simple. Sometimes I will use an egg in my burger, sometimes I won't. If I'm using the egg in there, I do tend to add in breadcrumbs because the egg obviously is more liquid and it makes them quite soft burgers. That's okay if you're cooking them here like this on the pan, but I would suggest that if you're cooking your burgers on the barbecue, you need them that little bit firmer, otherwise they tend to fall apart or they'll fall through onto the coals. So we're going to leave out the egg today and we're just going to go with a firmer texture burger. So I have in here 500 grams of organic beef mince, okay? We're going to be adding in a little bit of our tomato puree. We're going to be adding in some mixed herbs as well. And then we're going to be adding in a little bit of our garlic as well, fresh garlic as well, to give it that little bit of flavour. Again, as usual, your salt and pepper as well. And if you decide that you want to add more flavours to it, absolutely. Whatever you fancy. You can add in a little bit of chili. You can fry off some onions and some fine chopped mushrooms, cool them, and then add them in to give a bit more sort of veg in there, a bit more texture. You can add in, as I say, some chili. You can add in a few drops as well of sriracha as well, and that will give it a really good kick. If nothing like that is, even a few drops of Tabasco again will give it that extra kick. So we get going and making these. So as I say, we have our 500 grams or a pound of our organic mince. You can as well use turkey mince as well, completely up to yourself. We're going to go in with about 1 tablespoon of our tomato puree. So just pop that straight in. And don't even think about measuring that. It is not worth it. You just have more things to wash up. Just give it a good squeeze into the bowl there. We're going to go in with about 1 teaspoon of our mixed herbs. So again, just into your hand. I mean, you don't have to be too precious about it. We're going to go in with some cracked black pepper. Straight in. Now this is a good one as well. If you want to get the kids back in the kitchen and get them cooking as well, is get them making the burgers as well. You can make sort of big chunky ones or little baby ones as well, but it means that they're involved as well. So we're just going to pop that to the side for a second. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop finely 2 garlic cloves. But really it just depends on sort of how much you like garlic yourself. So we'll take one of those and get a second nice big one here. Perfect. Now, we're just going to press down on them with the back of the knife and then just snip off the end of it, get rid of that. And you can as well, as if your chopping skills, as I say, aren't great, is that just use a cheese grater or a little sort of, you know, those little microplane ones, they're about that size, you can just grate finely on it. But otherwise, it's just, you're going to finely chop the garlic to pop into your mince mixture. Just take the skins off that one. And if you really want to add in a shortcut, if you can buy yourself a garlic press, which means you don't have to go through any of this, you just pop them in and it presses out the minced down garlic. But we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. So again, just finely slice your garlic. That's going to go in there. And then the other one the same way. Just finely dice it down. And as I say, if you are thinking of adding in some veg into it as well, I would suggest is cooking it off first, because otherwise you're going to find that the veg is quite raw in the burger. So things like your onions, your mushrooms, even courgette and stuff like that, or if you're putting in grated carrot or anything like that, is just saute it or gently fry it off for maybe 3 or 4 minutes. Cook it, let it cool, and then you're going to add it in at this point as well. So we're going to go straight in with the hands. So obviously making sure your hands are very, very clean. And you are just mixing everything together. Or you can do this as well in a food processor as well. But I would say is that, again, you're just adding more washing up to the sink. It just gets stuck in yourself with your hands. So again, you just want the tomato puree, you want the garlic and all mixed really well through it. And the best way of doing that is just with your hands. So as I say, you could get the kids involved at this point if they don't mind handling raw meat. So that should be nearly done now. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to turn on the heat of my pan here to like a medium heat. Just turn that that way. And again, just keep pushing this mix together just until it all comes together. And you'll see it because you'll see the little chunks of the garlic sort of marble through it as well. So this goes lovely with your turkey burgers as well. Really, really nice. And as I say, is once they are out and shaped, you can stick them in the freezer and they're there and you can just pull them out. They'll be defrosted in about an hour or two. So, okay. So we're going to make these burgers quite thin because just so they cook nice and quick here. But if you're making them for the barbecue, is by all means is make massive big chunky ones, but just be aware they are going to take a little bit longer to cook. So this mixture here, the 500 grams, is probably going to give you about 4 medium burgers. So just with your hands, you're just going to push them together, almost looks like a cricket ball, and then we're just going to flatten them down. So if I pop them there, and then just using my fingers, we're just going to push them down a little bit. I'll show you them now in 1 second. So I'm going to make 2 of them. And again, just pushing the mix together. So you'd find is if you do add the egg at this point is they are very wet. Okay, so I wouldn't recommend adding the egg or adding any more liquid when you're cooking it on the barbecue. As I say, simply because they do tend to break apart. But if you're doing it on the pan, you're grand with it. Now, so again, it's just using your hands to push them down. So I'm just going to wash my hands for a second. Now, and we'll just get rid of the rest of that mix as well. So again, there's nothing to stop you freezing the mix like that as well, if you're happy enough to sort of make the burgers when you take them out of the freezer. So we'll pop that to one side, and you'll see here, you can see sort of how big they are. I mean, they're plenty big, to be honest with you, for adults as well. Okay. So again, just push them down slightly. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop a little bit of oil just over the top of the burgers themselves, rather than into the actual griddle pan, because we don't want the oil to start smoking in there as well. So again, just on both sides. Now, ideally, when you're doing this at home, as I would suggest, is that you pop them into the fridge to actually let them firm up a little bit. So we're just going to go straight onto our pan. And we'll pop on the other one of that as well. So again, I'm just going to give my hands a quick wash and get rid of these. So that is your burgers on. Nothing else you need to do with that as well. But as I said, it's maybe if you are going to be barbecuing them, is burn them up in the fridge by just leaving them in there pre-made for about an hour. And that just means that the coldness in them just makes them a little bit firmer, that when you put them onto the barbecue, they won't break apart. So, just get myself our little lifter, and just keep an eye on these as well, because they will start to cook very, very quickly. Just make sure that they're doing great. So I'm going to actually leave them on there probably for about 3 minutes one side and about 3 minutes another side. And obviously common sense tells you that the thicker the burger, the longer it is going to take to cook. But these ones I've deliberately made quite thin, and it means it's going to cook a lot quicker here for us today. So while that's cooking away there, I'm actually going to get on and make our Greek salad. So with this dish, as I say, I'm going to make it low carb for those of you who have found is that you want to indulge in your food, but you're just trying to cut a little bit from here and there. So instead of using our burger buns, we're just going to rest the burgers on some nice big cos lettuce. Okay, so it's not the same as your burger bot whatsoever, but it means that you can still get involved in the barbecue as well. So I'm going to leave that to one side, and we're just going to get on for the Greek salad. So for the Greek salad, just make sure to keep checking your burgers as well. Oh, they look absolutely gorgeous. Check this one as well. Lovely. And we're getting that lovely char grilled effect as well on the underside as well. Beautiful. So I'll just turn that down slightly. Now, for our Greek salad, really simple stuff it is, isn't it? The Greek salad is more just about the quality of the olive oil and the lovely fresh mint in there as well. You can also use a little bit of dried oregano or fresh oregano if you have it. But today I'm just going to go with some olive oil, salt and pepper, some fresh lemon, and a little bit of mint as well, okay? And that's going to give it lots and lots of flavour. So in my Greek salad, we have some lovely cucumber. I have a selection of kind of lovely little cherry Italian tomatoes. I have some red onion. And I also have as well, I have a handful of our black olives. Okay, so I'm actually going to have them just to scatter through it as well. Okay, so leave them there for a second. And again, just keep your eye on your burger. And as I say, it's about 3 to 4 minutes each side should do them plenty. You can as well do them under the grill as well for about the same amount of time as well. Okay, so let's get on with our salad here. So with our tomatoes, I am just going to chop them in quarters. I'll actually take out the olives. So I'm just going to chop these just into normal quarters. Okay, this is a great one if you're making for a crowd and you want to make a really simple salad because there's nothing in here that's really going to offend anybody. You know, if it's a salad that people don't like or whatever, there's nothing really in here that people are going to dislike. So again, just chopping that in quarters. And then for our cucumber, the same way, again, I'm just going to do it on the slant. Give myself a bit of room here. Okay, so nice big chunks of it. Pop them straight in. And the same for the other half. Pop that straight in with the tomatoes. Now, at this point, I'm going to turn my burgers nice and gently. And they are, oh my gosh, they look absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. And again, they've got that lovely sort of char grilled look to them as well. So, but even you can smell the garlic there and the herbs coming out. Delicious. Now, into this as well, about half a red onion. And I'm just going to really finely slice it, okay? Because you don't want big chunks of onion in this. You want it to be very, very supple. And then just breaking the onion up to mix through it. Put that there so you can all see. Yeah, just pulling it all apart. Once you add the olive oil, it will start to come apart anyway. Just pull that apart there. So about half a red onion. Now this will serve one. And obviously, you know, if you have a lot of other salads as well, you're not going to need as much if you want to double or treble the recipe. Okay. Into this as well, I'm also going to add some of our olives. And I'm going to cut half and I'm going to leave the other half whole as well, okay? Just for a bit of texture. I absolutely love olives in a salad. They just give it that salty flavour, but they're lovely. The texture of them, even when you add dressing to them, they hold the texture. They don't become all soggy. Again, another half. And then we're just going to go in with the rest of these in whole. And then into this as well, I'm actually this time, it's literally just to bulk it up a little bit, I am going to be adding in some lentils. Okay, these are just pre-cooked lentils that I have in the fridge. And I'm just going to go in with 1 or 2 teaspoons. Now, in your traditional Greek salad, obviously they don't. But you know what? As I know, is one for mixing it up a little bit and adding my own touches. So, but what it does as well is it's just a lot more filling as well. So you'll find you have to make less sides if you make 1 or 2 that are nice and filling. Now, give this a bit of a mix around, just with 2 spoons. I'm going to show this to you now once this is up and pressed. Oh, that's just lovely. I'll show you what that's looking like already. Just really nice colours there. And then on this as well is we're going to be adding in our feta cheese, which is what sort of makes the Greek salad as well. So again, getting about maybe about 30 grams of Greek feta, but really whatever amount you like. And you don't want to crumble it right down. You more want to leave it little chunks. So you're just kind of breaking it apart into little sort of chunks of it, and just add that straight up. So I love the feta. I love the saltiness of it as well, but I like the fact that it doesn't all fall apart as well. So we'll add in another little bit there. That's perfect. Okay, just going to check these burgers. They're not that far away now. I would say about another minute and that should be done. So you can see how quickly, and they will actually, depending on your barbecue, they will end up cooking a lot quicker on the barbecue as well. So just keep your eye on them, just to make sure that they don't end up burning as well. So we're going to start to dress it now, but I just want to get one more thing as well. I want to get some mint leaves over here. So the mint is just one of those sort of really fresh tasting, fresh smelling herbs that just goes really lovely in salads as well. So don't be afraid to pop it in with coriander or basil or whatever. It really does add another flavour to the dish as well. Okay, so we take some of the bigger leaves. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slice these down and add them in. And if you are making this salad, I would suggest, I'm going to turn this off now, I would suggest that you make the salad up maybe about 20 minutes beforehand, just to allow all those flavours to marry together and sort of to really bring out the flavour of it. Excuse me. Yeah, I think that would probably do us. Maybe about 12 or 14 leaves. And I'm just going to rinse them underneath the water just for a second. Yeah, okay. Now, I'm just going to give those a bit of a slice and add them directly to the bowl. So again, just roll them all a little bit and then just slice them nice and finely. And as I say, is if you leave that then to sort of almost marinate, is the flavours out of that will just be lovely once you come to eat them. And it won't be too overpowering, but it will allow the flavours to actually develop in there. So we'll just mix that around. Colours and that's already gorgeous. So what I'm going to do now is in with about a tablespoon of our olive oil. Okay, you can measure, but I tend to go freehand. Just over the top. Okay. Squeeze half a lemon. Just directly over the top. That's it. In with a little pinch of our sea salt. And remember as well, you're not going to need too much because the feta itself is quite salty, okay? So just be wary before you, I would suggest always taste it before you add more. And then a good grinding of our black pepper. Now I always think on your salads is give a really good grind of the black pepper because it does actually form part of the flavour as well. Okay, let's give that a good mix around. And ideally, as I say, that would be marinating in the fridge for about 20 minutes. That looks really, really good. Get some of those gorgeous tomatoes on the top of it. Really lovely. Some of the nice cucumber and everything as well. Okay. Now, we're going to actually add another teeny little sprinkle of our feta just over the top. Just that final little last dressing of it. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm just going to get myself a couple of the smaller kind of mint leaves just to really dress it at the end. So we'll just take just the little baby ones that are near the top of the stalk as well. And then you will actually get sort of mouthfuls of this, and it again is so fresh. You've got real zaniness from the lemon and then real freshness from the mint as well. It just adds another little dimension to your salads as well, rather than just being tomatoes, cucumbers and stuff like that as well. Put that to one side, and we're just going to start to plate up our dish. Okay, I'm just going to get myself a bigger spoon and get ourselves a clean plate. Now, this is where your low carb comes in, okay? So normally you would have your burger bun if you fancy it. But as I say, for this one here is I'm trying to show people that, you know, you can have your barbecue if you are looking to lose a few pounds as well, is that there's lots of ways you can still take part in it, but you just have to make better food choices. So I have some like big Cost lettuce leaves. So I'm just going to arrange them where the burgers are going to sit on top of them. Okay, so that's a nice bit of crunch up there. Okay, we'll pop the burger on now 1 second. And then to the side, and around, to the side, I'm just going to add little spoonfuls of our delicious Greek salad. Again, you get plenty of those lovely tomatoes, because they are just the most gorgeous colours in there, and the cucumbers as well, some of those lovely black olives. Those tomatoes, they're so lovely. And again, that red onion will soften down now because the olive oil and the lemon, it nearly starts to cook with the lemon. Add in another little bit there, and that's a good sized portion. But be creative, you know, when you're doing the barbecue, be creative with your salads as well, is rather than just ending up with the same bog standard sort of green leaf salad as well. To be thankful, and it actually ends up tasting really, really good. So I think that's probably a bit enough there. Do one more spoonful. Lovely. Now, and in we go then with our burger. We'll take our biggest one here. We might even go for a double whammy if you haven't got the bun. Okay. We'll add that there. And then what I want to do is, again, with my little mint leaves, is just placing mint leaves on top of your salad and maybe just around the plate as well. Just add a little bit. And then I'm also going to just dress the plate now with a little bit of olive oil as well, okay? So, as I say, is if you're cutting down on sort of foods or whatever, just to drop a few pounds, it doesn't mean that you can't have great dishes as well. So, just a little. This might be easier. That's it. So that is, in about 20 minutes, my low-carb homemade burgers. I'm going to show you now, guys, up to the camera. So you can see there is, hopefully you can all see that, okay? Never know which one. So that is my low-carb homemade beef burgers with my Greek salad. And again, it looks so inviting, it looks so healthy as well, but I can guarantee you, those burgers are absolutely amazing. So your recipe should be up on screen there. It's up on screen at the beginning of the video as well. So if you do want to cook them, go back to the beginning and you can see it up on screen. And what I'll do as well is I will pop a little link through to my website and my Fabulous Foodies Facebook group as well. So if you are looking for inspiration for dishes to make at the weekend, feel free to go to the website. There is lots there for everybody, believe me. But also as well, lots of salad ideas to go alongside if you're making ribs or beef or steak or whatever you're making as well. So you can always add that little bit of lightness to the barbecue as well. So guys, thank you so much for joining in today. I hope you enjoyed that. Hopefully, one or two of you will actually get around to making it. If you do, please do let me know how it gets on as well. And I will see you back on Monday for more cook along. So have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and I'll see you all on Monday.